Hey, I'm Mike Draper with AWC TV, and we've got a great couple on today, Dave Wells and Ryan Tolmich from the Seattle area. And guys, what a pleasure to have you guys on. Thank you for taking some time today and talking with us.
Thank you, Mike.
Nice to see you again, Mike.
Yes, it's we've seen you out there at Windows 101 function, I think, and Ryan desperately came up to me and said, "Can I please be on your show?" And I was like, "Okay, I guess, Ryan." we don't normally get asked like that, but no problem. We'll have you on. No,
all right.
I'm kidding. So, you guys run an awesome company out there. It's called I forget what the name of it is. Sunco Window Cleaning. Yep, and the phone number and everything's right there. But you guys, you do everything. You do window cleaning, power washing, just the whole gamut. Is that right?
Pretty much what most of us other window cleaners do. We do not do Christmas lights, though.
And we don't blow snow like you do back east.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So you guys have been around the industry a long time, both of you individually, and but you and both of you had companies prior to the formation of Sunco. David, I think I remember you years back at the IWCA conventions and things like that coming. Was that right? Do I remember that right?
And probably Ryan.
Yeah, I've been to a couple IWCA conventions. Dave's never been to one.
Oh, okay.
There in February, though. We're going this year.
Okay, good. Well, it wasn't you I seen, Dave. There's a guy that looks just like you.
Doppelgangers out there.
So you guys are running successful businesses, and this is kind of unique, I think, in the industry. I don't really hear of a lot of guys they're running successful businesses on their own, and you meet up, and it's love at first sight, and you guys decide, you know what, let's form our businesses. We're going to put our business together, and we're going to form Sunco. So what's the thought process behind all that?
Well, we were typical one-man show window cleaners. We did what we could as long as we could, and let's face it, we're getting older. My business I was outgrowing my house, working out of the house. I had employees. Dave, he's getting older, and the business is trying to grow, and you can only go so far by yourself. And we'd become friends and kind of help each other out along the way. And we just started talking one day about what happens if we join forces and get more guys and actually run a business and not be doing everything, where your business is growing and you're constantly doing everything. You're cleaning the glass and everything. You know how it is.
Yeah, doing the books at night. So.
Yeah, we wanted to be business owners. We had the same vision. We shared the same vision of being business owners and having a company and not being a window cleaner. We wanted to have a company.
Yeah. Did you guys have at the time? Did you have naysayers? Did you have people around you? Maybe people you're talking to is like you're fine on your own. Don't get together.
We still have naysayers. Yeah, everybody tells you the same thing. Partnerships. The dangers of partnerships, and we knew that going in. This wasn't a snap decision. We talked about it for a year or so.
Part of a year,
yeah, we worked out numbers, and we knew it wasn't going to be easy. We don't feel like window cleaners get enough respect in the first place, and
we really part of the motivation for us when we put Sunco together was to be able to, a few years down the road, look at the same people that were not giving respect to our industry in general and say, hey, we have a real business here. We're making a living. We've got a business we've scaled and sellable and whatever else. You made it sound easy about hey, different window cleaners merging them together, and you got to make Sunco. Just deciding on the name Sunco took us probably 4 or 5 days of brainstorming.
Yeah, right. And absolutely. And I really give it to you guys for making it work. But I think you hit on a key as to why it does. is that there was that thought process and that planning, and you guys, you looked at it probably and said, yeah, I don't like this, and I like this, and I don't like this, and you kind of formed, little areas for each other that you were going to work in, and you try to stay in them.
Yeah, we had to create roles. And we did this way before we came up with Sunco. We sat down at a table and literally said, we asked each other, what do you see my role as? And we told each other what we thought our strengths were and what our weaknesses were. And we built off of those. And, every day, every week, every year, we're still evolving. We're still coming up with a system. And systems are constantly changing and evolving. And so it's a process, a day-to-day process. And every year, here we are coming into the new year, and we're excited, and we had a great 2018. And so, it's the process is still in place. It's a relationship for sure. We don't always get along, but we always seem to make up and kind of, go on next day, next week.
Yeah.
But that's a relationship,
Yeah. When you first sat down and you're thinking about, hey, these are my strengths. Did either one of you look back at the other and say, no, that's not a strength, that you don't do that well?
Yeah, we still do.
We've done that more since we formed Sunco than we did before that.
Yeah, and we've passed duties on to each other and back and forth. And another thing we did was we took one of our service techs who'd been with us for a while, and he's been in the industry a long time, and we actually made him a service manager, and he took some of the workload off of us. So that's helped us immensely to narrow down our individual duties. And another big thing that we struggle with is the trust factor, and trusting that he's going to take care of what he's supposed to, and vice versa. We have to be able to trust that it's getting done, and kind of stay out of each other's way. Otherwise we will, we'll smack heads on that one. So it's a process, and it's not easy, but our vision's the same. Our goals are the same. We want the company to grow and be profitable and have happy employees that are making a living. So that's, and our customers, we want, to do our best to make sure they're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ryan, said it, that, and really we've kind of agreed that the strongest thing that's held us together and driven us, and actually the reason we formed Sunco was because of our common vision. We had that same end vision out there, that we could see, and that helps us get through the rough times, and it keeps us inspired, and helps us to celebrate the steps we're getting closer to that in the good times.
Right. What if you Dave, if you had to look at Ryan and say, you know what, I just love this about Ryan. I love it. He's so good at this. What would it be? It might have to be a trick question, Dave. I mean, I thought you would come up with something.
I'm trying to understand the question, but I love Ryan's passion, and one of the reasons I love it is because he gets real passionate about collecting money.
Yeah.
And I love money coming in. So I appreciate that about him, because I don't necessarily like that part of the job. And he's like a bulldog. He'll get after it. And, if he thinks money should be coming in, he'll go after it and find it.
If I find out money's not coming in, I'm going to find out why and who and get it in. So
yeah, well, that's an important part of the business, right? Yeah. Money coming in. So, what if I asked the same question, Ryan? What would you say?
I think it's Dave's tenacity and his. It's kind of a joke between us, but this guy doesn't like to lose. And he wants to be. He is a winner, and I'll be damned if somebody's going to tell him he can't. He'll prove you wrong, and it's kind of a love-hate thing. Drives me nuts, but he's relentless. He is usually the first one here and last one to leave. We both have, early mornings and late evenings, but he is, he's on point all the time. I can't shut him off. I wish I could. I have to beg him to leave early. I have to beg him to take some time off because I don't want the poor guy to burn out. So, but he's just got a great work ethic. I think it's his work ethic that I just love about him. So, keeps me going,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's nice to be able to look at, I know even when I had my business, part of the humiliating process of owning your own business is to sometimes look at yourself and say, I don't do that well. I need to hire that, or I need help with that. And we don't like them words, I need help with something. We're men first of all, and then we're business owners, we're type A. And so those little things don't work well for a lot of us.
Dave has a hard time with that, where he doesn't like to give that up so much. He doesn't like to, again, he's a winner. He doesn't want us to come to the fact that he can't do something or isn't doing it well. And it takes me to say, hey, I need, I can help you with that. Let me help you with that. And trust me to help you with that. So, those are things that, our daily life, that's what we do. And somehow we've made it work for the last 5 years. And it's probably one of the best decisions I ever made, was to consider doing this, because 5 years ago, working out of my garage, there's other window cleaners out there that are doing the same thing. And the first day I saw some guys cleaning windows, and I decided that I was going to do this with no knowledge of this industry. In my head, I had a vision of not being a window cleaner, but being the business owner and having the service techs and trucks and, taking care of all that. That was and still is my goal.
Yeah.
You have the same vision. So,
right. What if you look back to when you formed Sunco and up to right now? Do you think you would have been able to accomplish what you have together individually?
I don't think so. We've done this since the beginning. There's been just sessions where the two of us will talk after work. Sometimes we're here several hours just BSing about things, and it's nice to have somebody else that's there to go to and say, hey, I'm having a hard day, or get excited about something with somebody, other than your wife. It's just different. I don't think I could have taken Sunco or my old company this far by myself. I don't think I could. I wouldn't want to.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I couldn't have done it. I mean, I wouldn't be where we are now if I hadn't done this with Ryan. It's been a game changer and a life changer, really. I was aging and
Still are.
I still am. No, I'm just old now. I'm flat out old.
We actually had dark hair 5 years ago.
But no, I was aging. My body was the work was taking its toll on my body. I'd hit a ceiling, income wise. And in a way I really needed to do this. It was almost necessity.
Yeah. That's just your words there, both of you. I mean, I think it speaks to your overall personalities, because it would, just being able to admit that takes a little bit of humility on each one of your parts to say, we weren't going to do that. I wasn't going to do this alone. I wasn't going to, hit any more income or wherever I was capped out, right? To be able to say I can be better by the person that I'm bringing on as a partner. And that's really key right there. I mean, that's really hitting the nail on the head. I could be a better person with the partner that I'm bringing on. That's pretty powerful. So it almost speaks to your naysayers, right? Think about this guy. You said window cleaners don't get enough respect as it is. And here, two guys they form, right? The wonder twin powers, and so they form and they better themselves. And go the other way, they better themselves and create jobs for people, create better incomes for themselves. What more would you want?
Yeah, our industry, when you look at the window cleaning industry in general, and let's say specifically the residential side of window cleaning, you've got plumbers, electricians, those guys, it's expected $100 bill when you walk to the door, right? And in our residential window cleaning industry, people are used to paying $50, $80 to have their whole house cleaned, $100 to have their whole house cleaned. And part of our goal and our mission is to raise the bar for our industry. We want to be examples of we've heard these other guys, there's no money in window cleaning. I don't clean windows anymore. I just pressure wash. There's no money in it. Well, we're cleaning a lot of glass, and we're charging, we have to charge a certain amount. We have overhead. But we're doing fine. We're making money. There's money to be made out there. You just have to stay strong and not succumb to the fact that their last window cleaner charged half of what we're charging. Well, he's not in business anymore for a reason. That's why you're calling us. So
Right.
We have a mission and a vision of taking this industry and making it a respected industry, and teaching some of these guys that come through. We've taught them a trade, a craft. It's not easy to do what we do, and especially on homes. All the houses are different, so it's not just cleaning the glass; it's getting to the glass. I mean, cleaning the glass is the easiest thing we do. It's everything else that encompasses going to somebody's house and getting to that window safely and not damaging the curtains, or couch, or the baby grand piano, right?
Right.
So it's a lot, and we are trying to set an example and have some young guys behind us that see us and go, I'm not just a window cleaner. I'm a business owner, and I know a trade.
Yeah.
And I'm worth money.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. I remember at one point I was doing a residential home, and I don't remember if I must not have had a lot of guys at the time, but because I was still cleaning. But at any rate, I had a doctor come up to me, and I don't know, after the deal, I give him the bill, and I was only there maybe a couple hours, and $300 or $400, and he says, he goes, you average about $200 an hour. He says, that's more than I make. And I said, I didn't choose your profession. So I mean,
doctors, they say the same thing. I don't even charge that much. I don't know what to tell you,
Right. Yeah, sorry, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Raise your prices, I guess. But
yeah, if you got a problem, I'm sure Ryan will be giving you a call tomorrow.
Yeah, right. So, in your area that you're in, or whatever, what do you see, or even industry-wise, what do you see the struggles coming in the future, or in the industry right now? What do you see the biggest struggle in maintaining your business?
Employees.
In the state of Washington, taxes and regulation. Cities. I think there's countries and states. I don't know.
This particular state, we've got, we're 30 miles south of Seattle, but it bleeds out, and our taxes are it's terrible. Employees, finding good guys to do what we do, and those are our struggles.
Yeah. When you talk about employees, I think that's I talk to window cleaners across the whole nation, and the biggest biggest struggle right now is finding employees. And for the entrepreneur mindset like you guys have, when we start talking, hey, I want to scale my business, you don't scale without employees, right? That's just piece of it. So what have been your secrets to either employee retention or finding employees that has the mindset of the scalability that you've got?
I think that we're getting better at the interview process. We're starting to hire slower and fire faster. We're looking for character more than skill, right? We need to find the right person to represent Sunco, because that person is Sunco. That person is the face of the company at the time, and their work ethic. We can teach them how to do the work, but their character says a lot, and just showing up for work on time, heck, showing up for an interview on time. So all those things, I think that finding the right person to come in here, and then we can teach them how to do the job.
Yeah, hiring on attitude instead of experience has been a big thing for us.
Are you just hiring all the time? You're always hiring?
Yeah, our trucks, we lettered our trucks with now hiring on the back of our phone number year and a half or so ago. So yeah, we're always hiring. If the right person comes along, we're going to get them.
Yeah, that's the way we were too. It's like, are you guys hiring? I'm always looking for the right talent. I'll hire somebody when I don't need somebody, and I'll go find the work. So you're busy if you're the right guy. So, yeah. So, and then, what about the culture? Do you think that it's important? Because, so many guys are like, where do you find guys? Where do you find guys? How do you get guys to come into your company? Isn't part of it creating a culture in your company, in Sunco, that a person wants to come in and play for?
Yeah, we want to be known for paying our guys well. We want to provide them with benefits.
Are you hiring?
I'm sorry?
Are you hiring?
Darn right, we're hiring.
Yeah. Well, I might be looking for something. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, and so
you got our number.
We want our guys. We want our guys to want to work here, and we don't want to be those bosses that are. I don't want my employees to think that we're just getting rich off of them. I don't want that at all. I want them to make, great money, 70, 80,000 a year or more. That'd be great. I think that's what really, we sincerely care about our guys and gals, we just want them to be part of the team and help us grow this thing.
Yeah. So what types of things would you encourage guys maybe that aren't at your level, that maybe they're getting in the business or they're just starting to scale 1-2 employees? What's some advice you would give them to say, make sure you do this if you're going to scale this out, if you're going to be in this business, make sure you do this.
Roll with the punches and don't give up. There's a lot of frustration, when you're growing and scaling a business. We've had pretty consistent growth over the 5 years now that we've been Sunco, and it's I think maybe we were naive when we started out. We thought, okay, here's our systems and this is how it's going to go. Well, you're doing business, and as you're growing, everything's evolving. Our systems are all evolving because they're set up for the present and not for when you're doing double or triple that. It requires different systems. So I would say, to guys that haven't experienced it, to really, it can be frustrating. Just don't give up. Stick to your principles, and learn and try and learn as much about business as you can, and just don't give up. Stick with it. Stop there. Because persistence is a big part of it. You look around the companies that are successful, and most of them have been around for 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 years. And, as Sunco, we've been around for 5, and we get impatient and frustrated at times. And we get roadblocks from cities and government entities and things like that. There's a lot to it, and you just have to, like I said, roll with the punches, stick with it. And don't let your frustration overcome you and make you quit.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned something, because I think a lot of guys get this messed up, and because there's all these, I don't know what you call them, just coaches, and you got to do this and you got to do that, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with that, but there's a real grind that has to happen in the beginning. And you mentioned systems, and a beautiful point you made was you can write a system today for your business, but if you're truly trying to scale your business, okay, you just wrote a system for 3 guys. You're wanting to be at 10 guys. Guess what? That system's going to evolve all the way up to 10. And you got to prepare for that. And I think sometimes guys get focused in, okay, I've got all these systems in place, I'm good, and now I'm going to be a millionaire. Nope, you're not. You're gonna have to go through them again and rewrite them and keep it going and all that stuff. So.
And if I can add to that, my suggestion for these guys starting to grow and add employees is to
Ryan. We don't care what you got to say. We heard from Dave, so
that's cool.
No, I can't go ahead.
I was just gonna say, get some people in place. Get some people in place, and I think the first person that you should get is a bookkeeper, an actual bookkeeper. Hire a bookkeeper and get an accountant. There's so many guys out there. They tell me, I ask them right out the gate, who does your books? They say, my wife. And I say, is your wife a bookkeeper? Well, no. I just think that's so important that you have that task in the hands of somebody that knows what they're doing. And it's something that you don't necessarily have to worry about. You work with that person, and your books and your taxes are handled, and that's 2 tasks that you don't have to worry about. And as long as you hire the right person, it's getting done correctly. So, and the other thing that I would recommend to anybody starting out is, please, for the love of God, pay yourself. Just get yourself a paycheck, please. It makes things so much easier.
Yeah, no, it does. And you guys are cool. Really neat story, I think, with the partnership coming together. You seem to make it work. You're growing your business, and it seems like having some fun doing it too. I'm sure it's not all a bed of roses, but it seems like you guys are doing really well. So, man, hey, you guys are interesting people. I really appreciate you guys coming on board today, and hopefully some of our listeners and that will be able to benefit from the success that you guys have had.
Yeah, thanks for putting this together for us. I'm really glad I came up to you at Windows 101 and begged you to put us on AWC TV.
Thanks for your time, Mike.
Yeah,
we appreciate it.
thanks,
We really
Mike.
do.
No problem, man. You guys are awesome. Reach out to me anytime. We'll talk to you soon.
If anybody out there wants any pointers or needs to talk, feel free to give us a call. We're always open to share what we've learned.
And to learn.
We're always up for learning.
That's a fact. Well, you guys did a really nice job at that seminar I seen you teach. And again, just outstanding guys. Really appreciate you guys being on board today. Thank you. Stay tuned for our next episode of AWC TV by following us on YouTube, Facebook, or our website, awcmag.com.